It says James Harden and the Clippers are exploring trade options ahead of the NBA deadline, with Cleveland interested in a possible major swap. Whoa.
Wow, well, you guys were playing. There were some reports that came out about the possibility of James potentially being traded before the deadline. Is that something that comes as a surprise to you, or had you heard that that could be a possibility?
Yeah, of course. That's a surprise. I was playing, so yeah, it's a surprise.
And there was a report, several that came out, that there's a possibility that James could be moved before the deadline. Does that come as a surprise to you, or had you heard that that could be a possibility?
No, it definitely was shocking. Obviously, I don't know too much right now.
You guys are obviously in a couple trade reports today, probably for the rest of the week. I'm curious how you guys are just planning to navigate that with the rest of the guys you guys do have right now, and try to keep playing games, keep trying to stack together
Just
wins.
be professional and just come to work every day and ready to play.
Did you feel like any of that was on players' minds at all today?
You have to ask them.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure to drop a like on this video, follow your boy on Instagram, and follow me on X at @BBallUnlocked. I would definitely appreciate the support. But some breaking news has emerged, and obviously, as you can tell by my voice, I just woke up, and when I saw my phone, I was like, whoa. So Legion Hoops broke the news saying that James Harden is working with the Clippers on a trade to leave Los Angeles. That is not what I expected to see. And based on recent reports, obviously, we know the Los Angeles Clippers have had a dramatic in-season turnaround, right? They significantly picked up their play after a disastrous 6-21 start. And Kawhi Leonard has been leading the pack, averaging 27 points per game on the season. And I think he's the only player to average 27 points per game and not be named an All-Star. Did I post that? Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram. So he's the only 27 player averaging 27 points per game and has not been selected as an All-Star. Now, many people point to the fact that the aspiration thing is the reason why the NBA withheld him. I'll let you guys discuss that in the comments, but let's get to the main point. Shout out to League Alerts who dropped the article explaining the whole situation. Now, obviously, I did read some things. Apparently, Harden wasn't satisfied with his contract. I guess he wanted more money, and I guess the Clippers weren't willing to give him a certain number or go to a certain year, and that's why we're here, right? And it's very surprising, but enough rambling. Let's get into the main thing. It says James Harden and the Clippers are exploring trade options ahead of the NBA deadline, with Cleveland interested in a possible major swap. Whoa. It says Los Angeles Clippers and Cleveland Cavaliers have engaged in discussions surrounding a potential blockbuster trade that would send 11-time All-Star James Harden to Cleveland in exchange for Darius Garland, according to multiple league sources. The report surfaced on February 3rd, 2026, just days before the NBA trade deadline on Thursday, injecting sudden drama into what had appeared to be a relatively quiet period for the Clippers, who have surged recently after a dismal start to the season. As I just said, they were 6-21, which is pathetic, right? Sports Illustrated Chris Mannix first reported the framework of the deal, stating that the Clippers and Cavaliers have had advanced discussions on a swap of the two former All-Star guards. Harden, who is 36, has been a cornerstone for LA this season, averaging 25.4 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 8.1 assists per game, while playing heavy minutes at 35.4 per contest. Garland, who is 26, has dealt with injuries, including offseason toe surgery that sidelined him for the first 7 games, and a recent ankle sprain keeping him out since January 16th, while averaging 18 points per game and 6.9 assists. Mannix added that Cleveland has pushed for additional draft compensation, such as a first-round pick or pick swap, to accompany Garland in a deal, given the significant age and experience gap between the players. The Clippers, however, had resisted parting with their limited draft assets, sources told Mannix. The Athletic confirmed the existence of talks between the two teams for a Harden-Garland package, with sources noting that Cleveland's interest would be contingent on the amount of draft capital the Clippers would attach to balance the swap. The publication emphasized that the Cavaliers have been eyeing Harden since at least December and remain positioned at the forefront among interested suitors. ESPN Shams Charania provided further context, reporting that the Clippers and Harden are working through whether the sides can find a deal by Thursday's NBA trade deadline. Wow. Charania stressed alignment. Both sides, quote, both sides are aligned in conversations together and with interested teams. This suggests a collaborative approach rather than a contentious divorce, though rival executives have speculated that Harden's contract situation, featuring a $42.3 million player option for 2026-27 with only $13.3 million guaranteed, plays a central role in his desire for a move. Some reports indicate Harden sought a 2-year. Here we go, guys. Some reports indicate Harden sought a 2-year, $80 million deal, but the team declined to extend him as the Clippers have prioritized cap flexibility for future off seasons. So this is also another reason why Paul George didn't remain with the Clippers, because they didn't give him the number he wanted, which led him to go into the Sixers. Mark Stein via the Steinline offered a measured take, noting that while discussions involving Harden and Garden have occurred, they quote, have not yet reached an advanced stage. Stein reports that the Clippers view Cleveland as a legitimate trade partner for Harden, but highlighted that recent serious talks between the clubs and centered on other players such as LA's John Collins and Bogdan Bogdanovic. This tempered the initial wave of reports portraying the negotiations as imminent. Stein added further context on Harden's broader market, revealing that the veteran guard has, through various stretches of the season, eyed the Minnesota Timberwolves and Atlanta Hawks as appealing potential landing spots. However, sources indicate that neither the Timberwolves nor the Hawks are expected to pursue a deal for Harden at this time. I'm not gonna lie, Harden and Ant-Man would be insane. I'm thinking about it. Harden is a pure point guard, right? He can score too, but Ant-Man is more of a 2 guard. So can you imagine Ant-Man with Harden? Sheesh. But obviously they're probably gonna have to give up a lot for Harden. Adding additional context from sources like Kelly Ecos, Yahoo Sports reinforces Cleveland's long-standing interest in Harden dating back to December, positioning them ahead of other potential bidders. Clutch Points Tomer Azarli reported that Harden and the Clippers had been discussing a possible parting for weeks, with Los Angeles expressing strong interest in Garland as a younger high upside replacement. Azarli also added that the Clippers were stunned by Harden's trade requests, though the timeline suggests prior awareness. Harden has missed the Clippers' last 2 games due to personal reasons. Fueling speculation amid the reports. The veteran guard, now in his 6th NBA stop if traded, following Houston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and LA, has a history of midseason moves, but has been productive in LA despite the team's early struggles. They started 6-21, but have climbed to play-in contention with 17 wins of their last 21 games entering February 3rd. For Cleveland, acquiring Harden would represent a bold win-now pivot around Donovan Mitchell and a veteran playmaker, potentially shortening their title window given Harden's age. For the Clippers, landing Garland could inject youth and scoring into the backcourt, though at the cost of losing a proven postseason performer. Yeah. So this came out, of course, and this is what really caught my attention. I was like, what, the Cavs? But Kawhi Leonard actually came out, and reporters asked him how he felt about, the trade reports, and this is what he had to say. Let me make sure you guys can see that. He says, I have no comment on it. I respect his decision, or whoever decision it is, yada, yada, yada. Here's what he had to say.
Wow, well, you guys were playing. There were some reports that came out about the possibility of James potentially being traded before the deadline. Is that something that comes as a surprise to you, or had you heard that could be a possibility?
Yeah, of course. That's a surprise. I was playing, so yeah, it's a surprise.
What are your thoughts hearing that?
Man, Kawhi's so nonchalant, bro. That's just his personality.
I have no comment on it. I respect his decision, or whoever decision it is, and that's it. I mean, he's still gonna be my boy, and trust the front office. So.
John Collins also responded as well. Reporters asking him about the situation. Where, do I have that? Oh, here we go.
While you guys were playing, there was a report, several that came out, that there's a possibility that James could be moved before the deadline. Does that come as a surprise to you, or had you heard that could be a possibility?
No, it definitely was shocking. Obviously, I don't know too much right now, but just going to continue to see how it unfolds and go with it.
I mean, given where you guys are at right now, things are starting to come together. Like, how big of would that be a disappointment to see him go at this stage?
I mean, this is a pretty dumb question. Obviously, it'd be a disappointment, right? Because it's James Harden. He's their point guard, their floor general. They're veteran. I mean, these reporters ask some of the craziest questions, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely be just a shock for me. I feel like for the team and what we've been able to do, and our season turnaround. So definitely just something different, out of left field. But we'll again continue to handle it as it unfolds.
Yeah. So you heard what John Collins had to say, and lastly, I'm going to end the video with the head of the snake, right? The coach, Tyronn Lue, had a couple of things to say when asked about James Harden's. He basically wants out. basically.
You guys are obviously in a couple trade reports today, and probably for the rest of the week. I'm curious how you guys are just planning to navigate that with the rest of the guys you guys do have right now, and try to keep playing games, keep trying to stack together
Just
wins.
be professional and just come to work every day and ready to play.
Do you feel like any of that was on players' minds at all today?
You have to ask them.
How are you gonna know what's on players' minds? Like I said, these reporters ask some of the funniest questions, bro. It's like, what?
I'm not sure.
So you didn't think so at all?
I don't know. You ask them.
Literally, you have to go ask them. He's not in their heads. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Who's this reporter?
I mean, I'm not a player.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ty, kind of building off that, you had previously said that you did anticipate this being a pretty quiet deadline for you guys. Do you still have that sense, or do you feel like that may no longer be the case?
I'm not sure.
Ty, you were coaching the game, so you probably didn't see specifically what we're asking about. There's a direct report from Chris Mannix and from Shams Charania that you guys had advanced discussions with James Harden and the Cavaliers for something involving Darius Garland. Obviously, you can't comment on anything specific, but what do you make of the idea of anything involving James Harden?
Nothing. I can't comment on rumors. Sorry.
I'll rephrase it. What has James meant for you guys in LA since he's
He
been here?
means
Yo, these reporters are just, yo.
a lot. Yeah, he means a lot to our team, and we've seen it the last 3 years, so he means a lot.
Is that a guy that you would want to continue having past the trade deadline and be able to build towards a playoff?
Oh God, I'm sorry. This is, yo, obviously. Like, come on, who wouldn't want to keep Harden? Who would want to openly trade Harden? They won 6-21 to start the season, and they've been, I think, 17 and like whatever. They had a great record. Why would you want to trade one of the main focal points of the team who brings continuity, the offensive organization? He's your floor general. Why would you want to give that up mid-season? Like, come on. These reporters are asking some of the stupidest questions. Yo,
Run.
look at my boy Ty. He's like, what the fuck? I want to go home. That's what he's saying in his head.
Who wouldn't want to have James Harden?
These reporters scared to ask the questions. Now they're like, oh shit.
Coach, given the
Uh.
way you guys have played over the last month to 6 weeks, do you find this kind of ill-timed in a sense?
What?
The trade rumors involving James and just kind of the noise involving James. Do you find it ill-timed considering the way you've played?
I mean, we got to be professional. No matter what the rumors may be or what it is, we got to come out and be professional and play. I don't think that had anything to do with it, whatever the rumors may be. But, I just thought it was a tough back-to-back for us coming from Phoenix, having a good game and coming to a team that's really good, very well coached and ready to play, waiting on us. And we just didn't have a lot of juice. And then we try to come back. You spend so much energy trying to get back in the game. It's tough to beat those type of teams like that.
All right, thank you.
Yep. So James Harden wants out of LA. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. I'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.